It is the 9th of October 1936, and the Ethiopian forces have fallen back to take our last stand. We are supporting a battle line from the east to the west of the country, and we are dividing the attacking Italian armies into two. There's the northern force and a southern force, but it is a very hard going because a lot of our troops are still missing equipment. We have some troops in training, but most of the divisions are still anywhere between kind of like 70% and 100% equipped. We are short on guns. We are making up for this shortage by producing some of them, although the production is hampered by the fact that we are out of steel, and we urgently need the one civilian factory the country has remaining to trade for steel. Unfortunately, we also urgently need that civilian factory to finish the construction of a fortress over in the eastern province, because unlike our intelligence had suggested, the Italians are indeed attacking that province from two sides and not focusing as predicted on the capital. So what we're going to try and get a fortress finished here and see if that dissuades them, such that our troops can use this area to recuperate. We have a level 1-4 now in this region, which does help with blunting the Italian assault a little bit. But yeah, that's our current situation. We are trying very hard to we're trying to get some guns from foreigners and from our friends abroad, but see if we can lower that down. Yes, so we can ask Mongolia again and see if they have some guns that they can send, and they don't have any. So Mongolia doesn't have guns. We are researching artillery. Once that's completed, we will ask others to supply us with artillery, because eventually that is what is going to get us to inflict some casualties on the Italians. But for now, we're just trying desperately to hold on to these provinces and to entrench as much as possible. So we have stacked up to a max entrenchment of 39%, which is giving a lot of bonuses to us once we get this entrenchment up. So as we can see here, troops that are getting reasonably entrenched are actually capable of both defending better and actually shooting back better as well. So until then, our losses currently, we've lost 19,000. The Italians have lost almost twice as much. And the bigger problem is the equipment loss. Even though that is on the same ratio, the Italians are able to replenish this equipment much better than we are. And we're still only using World War I guns. So we are waiting for the production to get up to speed, really. But for now, the very next thing that we're probably going to do, let's see what the national focus, we are on the armament effort. So we are going to get another military factory, which means we have 3 civilian factories, but one's being reduced for consumer goods. That means we should actually be able to trade for steel. Let's try that. So what we want to do is, because we've got a land bridge and don't need any convoys, we can use one civilian factory to trade for steel with the Soviet Union, and that will resolve the problems we're having here with improving our production efficiency. We also need to get our stability up to increase the output that we're having. The problem is the only way to pretty much do that is either to go through, I believe somewhere over here. Was it over here? Somewhere, yeah, there's like 10% stability down this focus tree, but I do not want to go down this focus tree. I want to go down the left branch, because this will eventually give us a lot more recruitable population, and we're going to need all the recruitable population that we can. So definitely focus on the army. And there are some good things here, but first we need to get the industry up and going in order to make things happen. The next 150 political power are probably going to go into limited conscription because we are running relatively low on manpower and we do have to replenish the losses. Plus we are trying to, once we have the equipment, train up additional divisions. But right now everything is in flight and it's going to stay like that for a while. So we're just going to have to keep a very close eye on our divisions and see how these battles are going and make sure that that none of these divisions... Ideally, we don't want to move them. We want to leave them where they are. And we want to... But these divisions here are running reasonably low, especially these two here are running reasonably low. So I am going to try and leave them there such that they can build up the entrenchment, because that is really, really essential. But this is kind of a bit of a problem. Although the Italians are not causing a large amount of damage, they are reducing the organization pretty rapidly of these divisions over time. And we just have to deorganize the Italians in time for them to stop the assault, at which point the divisions can recover slightly. But I think this might not happen in these cases. So these two, I think this division might be forced to retreat, which I do want to avoid. But I am not certain how long is that still going. That is 7 divisions attacking these two, and they will eventually push one out, which means we are going to have to send reinforcements. No, they've held. Okay, they can recover. How about these two? These two are not looking great either. That is 5 divisions attacking here, and we might lose one division that needs to retreat, the Begemner Safari. I'm really trying not to get them to retreat, because that will lead to them losing the entrenchment. But I think they will retreat, which means we are going to have to retreat one division from Addis Ababa over this way, and we are going to retreat. They retreat by themselves once they are completely out of organization. So we'll see. We'll see if that... one division is retreating. One division is retreating here. So we just have to make sure we're not losing this province, because there's only one division defending at this point, and it is going to take the mountain division a second to get there. And once they are here, it's going to take them a little bit to reach the front lines. But there they are. Now they are engaged, so we should be safe in that regard. And we are now... Okay, so they have stopped, which means we're now going to have to get the mountain division assigned to this front line, and the Begember Safari assigned to this front line. Okay. Right, we have held on for now. How is our Lend-Lease coming along? Are we going to get... we're going to get 317 guns in 17 days from Tanutuva. Let's ask Mongolia again if they have any more guns. Yes, they do. So please send them to us if you can. Another 280 guns that Mongolia is going to send. And the attack now has stopped, which means hopefully we are getting the fortress finished in construction here. We are now seeing a larger assault of... Well, that's just 6 divisions. And they are attacking here, but so far they are not attacking in the east, in the west, so that's good. The Begemner Safari, unfortunately, has kind of found the wrong place to be. And are they losing organization? No, yes, they are slowly losing organization. So this assault is probably still going to go on for a while. So I am going to have to... I might have to move them around, and they have unfortunately been released, and we are going to fall them back here again to get them back into the fight. The Wog Safari is also coming under severe strain here. We might have to fall these guys. Yes, so Wog Safari. How long is that still going? That's 8 divisions attacking, and they are still in decent shape. So Wog Safari has to retreat here, and we'll bring the Mountaineers back, which means the Mountaineers are going to go here, and the Wog Safari is going to go on this front line. And they do need to retreat, please. Okay, that we've held here. And we are getting the mountaineers back into the fight. Any other? Yeah, the Bigember Safari here is also not in a good shape, which means we probably have to cycle another division out. The Keber Zabanga might be needed in Addis Ababa. How many divisions? What does it look like on the Italian side? 9 divisions assaulting us right now. And some of these are actually reasonably powerful because of they are gaining experience as well, fighting us in these mountains. Are there any upgrades we can do? No, we've already got the infantry. He does have the advisor of the infantry specialist available, but we don't want to go there. We are waiting for, I believe it's the organizer for army regrouping. Yeah. So, but that is going to take a while until that trade's available. Our field marshal, once he's at level 4, can become our head of army. He just needs an actual skill that we can use, but hopefully he is going to get the infantry leader by then. He's already halfway there, so we can get him as our head of our armed forces. Okay, back to the holding operation. What's it looking like here? The Bigemda Safari is not in a great shape, so I might actually retreat these guys here as well and get a slightly better equipped division over here, and we're going to get the Bigemda Safari on that one, and they need to retreat. Okay. So Addis Ababa needs to hold, obviously. Everything needs to hold. We can't lose anything. But I'm really trying not to, as much as possible, not to move the division if possible, because then they lose their entrenchment. But it looks like, let's just have a look. Oh yes, okay. So our fortress construction has completed, and I'm sort of torn here. I would like to do infrastructure. But I'm not, because that increases the, let's see if we can get that through, because that increases the recovery rate of our divisions. So if we're looking, the lack of infrastructure is reducing the hourly recovery by 5%, and it would be good if we can get rid of that. So let's see if we can manage to produce one infrastructure. Okay, we've got another division moving into this fight. And we've got the Ogaden Safari as well, which is running very low. So we're going to get that sorted out as well. Unfortunately, I do need to keep moving these. We're going to get the Wak Safari back over here, and we're going to get the Ogaden Safari to retreat over there. Yeah, they are now starting to, yes, 10 divisions. They're now really starting to focus on Addis Ababa. So they're really intensifying the assault here. And we do have to pay very close attention and make sure that we have sufficient amounts of troops available here. We can always get them out and rest. The problem is they need to entrench. So I'm hoping for a lull in the fighting. At which point we can let these division entrench, and hope that they're not necessarily more retreating anymore. So we've got another division, fresh division here. This division might be forced to retreat, but I am hoping they're okay. They've let up. Okay, they have let up for a second, which has given us a little reprieve and a little bit more entrenchment. But they are now focusing their assaults on Addis Ababa, which is great. Okay, we've got 150 political power, so we are going to go towards limited conscription. This is additive, so if I'm spending 150 here, that means I only need to spend another 150 to get to extensive. So that's done. How is the armament effort coming along? We are going to get four military factories into guns. That's going to be the 8 steel that we're currently trading from the Soviet Union. And we are eventually also going to start producing artillery, but we will have to ask other countries to supply as well. At least now, it's only the stability that affects our factory output. The problem is if I'm going to use the improved worker conditions, I am losing 10% factory output for half a year, and that's not something I can currently justify, because we absolutely need the additional troops, and we also need to start getting our troops upgraded. We can pick the spirit of the army. I did say I was going to go with bold attack, which gives our officers a 50% chance to get an additional +1 attack on level up. I think in my trial runs, I was generally going with meticulous preparation for logistics, because it's Africa and logistics is dreadful here. But I think the attack is actually a better choice at this point, because it gives us, it does give us soft attack, which is really something we're missing. And this is why the Italians can assault us for so long and deal with our organization, because because we can't hurt them enough in return. We have more attack than they have breakthrough, so they are taking damage on the assaults. But the more soft attack we have, the more damage we do, and we definitely need to get higher than their breakthrough values. So unfortunately, the Italians are also becoming experienced. As you can see, our divisions are starting to become seasoned, which gives them a 50% modifier in combat, which is or even veterans, which is a 75% combat modifier, which is pretty significant. And let's have a quick look at our situation. The Tanutuva, can you send me convoys? They don't want to send convoys. They can't send us guns. They don't have any. Okay, I believe we have probably somewhat exhausted their capabilities. The Soviet Union is not going to send us anything, because they don't have enough guns themselves, obviously. We can, however, ask them if they want to send us convoys. They don't have convoys either to send. We are going to need convoys later on for trade, especially, and also if we are after we're done fighting the Italians. If it comes to that, if they don't overwhelm us. China does not have guns either. Paraguay, they have guns, so they could send us guns. So Paraguay would be one choice. Xinjiang. The problem is Paraguay can't go over land, so it needs convoys, which we don't have. So Paraguay is not particularly a great choice for making this happen. How about fascist countries? Do we have anything on the continent? The Germans are probably not going to have guns yet. No, they do. Okay. So we can ask the Germans for guns. Anybody else? Manchukuo has guns, but they're Japanese puppets, so they're not going to send us anything. Spain probably does not have guns. Spain has their own problems. Spain. The Germans have guns. So let's go and improve our relationships with the Germans. That is actually historically accurate. Where is it? Improve relations. Oh, we don't have okay, we have to wait for a 10 political power for that to happen. Okay, let's get back to observing this situation here. One of the problems that we're facing is what I call cycle charging. And the other thing that I wanted to see is if that construction is... okay, that's not going to happen. 1939? Yeah, forget it. That is never going to happen. We're just going to try and build more forts. One thing that one of the commenters, I believe it was Wendy, was mentioning is that even though you are assaulted from multiple directions, if it's a level 1 fort, it does not actually necessarily, it doesn't reduce the impact of a level 1 fort. So we will try to build a level 1 fort level 1 forts in all provinces, and we will see how that goes. It gives our civilian factory something to do. And cycle charging is the problem where there's always somebody assaulting you, and there's always somebody attacking, and you never get to recover. You see that? The one attack broke off, the next attack immediately started. So now we've got another 5 divisions from all directions hammering the capital. But they have stopped the assaults on Harar, which is what I was hoping that would happen with the fortress that we built there. So they have stopped that. You see the impact of the fortress here, minus 14, actually minus 14%. Interesting. Is it damaged? I'm not sure. It should be 15%, so I'm not sure where that 1% went. But it does reduce their attack, and it also reduces their breakthrough. The breakthrough is probably even more important. So yes, I thought initially that it just reduces their attack, but it does also reduce their breakthrough, which is quite vital. So let's see if we can hold this, but we might have to cycle this division out. If they are not, yes, I think we have to cycle them out. So we're going to get them here and get this one division to retreat and get a fresh division in and get them to move over. That is something that we unfortunately going to have to be doing quite a bit. And we're going to be doing the same thing with that one. We're going to get that to retreat. We do have to wait until they've retreated because we can't leave this province empty. How are we holding here? We've got 4 divisions still fighting, and these guys are arriving in 2 days. We just have to make sure that now we've got enough divisions here that can hold in the meantime. Okay, we've got 1 division here. That means we can send that 1 division is moving over, and we've got 1 more moving, so we can send this division over here as well. Okay. Yeah, we're using this as a rest and retreat sort of position. We just have to make sure that the remaining divisions are strong enough to hold. And of course, it would be really lovely if they could manage to dig in. But at least the other divisions here are doing that. Okay, armament effort is done. Nice. And means we have to do another construction, because this is going to put 2 factories now into consumer goods, which means is our trade still active? Yes, our trade is still active, but we now need to, the next 150 political power is going to need to go into war economy. Or we could also go into total, yeah, we can just directly go into total mobilization. Not that reduces our recruitable pop, not doing it. But war economy is where we want to be, because that's currently we send 35% of factories, and with this we only send 20% of factories for consumer goods, which is what we want, and that's why we need to get ourselves the civilian factories first before we get another military factory. Okay. How's this situation looking? Our mountaineers are getting a little low, but we have 1 more division coming in. They will be there in 2 days. Do we need to cycle the mountaineers out? I'd prefer not to, but they also don't have any entrenchment, so it's not a massive loss. Let's see. Yeah, I think we need to cycle them out. They are getting relatively low. 8. Come on, stop the assault if you can. It would be really lovely to not be assaulting, because I need these divisions to dig in, otherwise we'll never get anywhere. But yeah, I need to, unfortunately, retreat the mountaineers before they retreat by themselves, and get 1 more division here moving over. And they are, yes, they have been defeated in combat and they are retreating. The 4 remaining divisions, this one is also getting low, so okay, this is getting a little sketchy. I am going to send another division over already, and I'm going to have to retreat this division. But we need these 2 as reinforcements, because this is starting, they are assaulting us with 10 divisions, and we're currently fighting with 4. We're going to need a bit more than that. I am tempted to, now that we have the fort ready here, and they're not really assaulting here anymore, I'm tempted to send another division over to Addis Ababa. What's our combat width over here? 137. Yeah, we can totally send another division over here. I'm going to try and get a 6th division over into Addis Ababa. I normally go 2-4-5-2. How long are these guys going to be? Just 1 day. Okay, these guys need to hold, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, they can hold. They can hold this. But the Italians are now really focusing their assaults onto Addis Ababa. Which also means that the construction of the fort is never going to finish, because it's just, even if you start from the very beginning, and that's the problem, they are just cycle charging. Okay, this division needs to retreat. I'm going to send them over here and get the mountain division back again. Yeah, you have to make sure that they're retreating in the right direction. Okay, they have stopped the assault. Okay, everybody dig in. Except for the mountaineers, they are moving back right now. And they have stopped the assault, which gives us a chance to... we are okay, and they're assaulting again. They're just not getting the entrenchment done. That's sort of part of the problem. They're not getting the entrenchment done. They're now attacking here, but these 3 divisions should be relatively well entrenched. So they're getting a 39% bonus from the entrenchment, which is quite massive, especially on the attack as well. So that is quite good. We've got the political power. We do need to talk to the Germans. So German Reich, improve relations. We need that to get up to 43, I believe, was the magic number. And in the meantime, we do have to keep an eye on our divisions. But everyone's pretty good shape right now. I just hope that that they give us enough time to dig in, and I don't have to move divisions around. The next thing that we're going to be doing with once the artillery research is done, is we're going to design ourselves another division, and we're going to start bringing in artillery, and then we have to switch over divisions one by one to bring us to get these new divisions which actually have artillery, which is something that once we have the research done, we are also going to ask the Germans for and see if they can deliver us any. It's at 11. Divisions are in good shape. So we're looking at the recent the recent battles. The Italians are losing significantly more. We do have fights where we're taking quite a bit of a beating, but most of the fights are going in kind of in our favor. So we've got a 78% win ratio, which is quite important because that's how you maintain your equipment levels. The production is ramping up. The production efficiency is growing, and we are starting to ramp up. We can put one more factory into this. So again, just keep an eye on the Germans for the meantime. We don't spend too much political power on getting that higher than it needs to be. Was there anybody else in the meantime we could ask? We could ask Lend-Lease of Tanutuva. Have you produced any guns in the meantime? No. You could send us convoys? No. I mean, I don't know how they would do that. Probably disassemble them, but 14 days, we're getting another 280 guns, so that's good. Okay, let's just keep an eye on things here. Once we switch the divisions, they will lose some of their experience, and they also lose experience from the casualties they're taking. So you've seen some. We had some veteran divisions previously, which are now back to level 4, which is due to the fact that they're force attacking. That's going to cost them, but unfortunately they don't give us time to entrench, and that is sort of the problem that I have right now. I need to get actually the entrenchment up. I do have it in the corner positions, which is probably also why these aren't being attacked anymore. But getting that in Addis Ababa built is going to be almost impossible. Okay, how's my diplomacy going? German Reich is at 41, 43. Okay, how far are we from artillery research? 9 days. I'm going to wait for that. So I'm going to let that going for another 9 days until the artillery research is done, because I would like to get the I would like to ask them for artillery as well, since we're at it. But I do need to change the templates first. All right, and yeah, again, we're not getting the entrenchment because they are cycle charging. They are assaulting us constantly. So one group of divisions recovers while the other group of divisions is attacking, which means we never get to rest. and entrench our divisions, which is really annoying, because that in the entrenchment is what gets us up, gives us the power. These 3 are okay. It's mostly the 6 in Addis Ababa that are struggling because of the cycle charge from the Italians. Our manpower is starting to look better since we've increased our conscription laws. And towed artillery is finished. Okay, pause that. All right, what are we going to do next? It's passive infantry tech, because these are going to, that is going to be, research bonuses just don't make sense for us at the moment. We could do improved machine tools, but we're nowhere near the efficiency cap, because that'll just raise the cap. Cap is currently at 60% and we're still at 35. So we're nowhere near that. So we don't need that right now. We could do concentrated 2, but yeah, you're not getting there. We could do construction, which improves construction of things, but honestly, we're not been constructing an awful lot. So we could do the interwar artillery, but that is not necessarily something we need right now. We're going to need anti-air at some point. Or we could go down support equipment and try to get an engineer company. The problem is support equipment is quite pricey. It does need 2 steel and 1 aluminium, which we have neither. So it's something we could ask for. But right now I think I'm just going to go down for support weapons 1, which is giving us a 5% defense and breakthrough, which is generally good, good to have. But that means we can now take our division, we can duplicate it, and we're going to call these, I don't know, I'm just going to give them Roman numerals, and this is going to be our assault division. These guys can, so I'm generally going 7-2, even though 7-2 is no longer meta here, but let's have a brief look at the terrain. So mountain terrain has a combat width of 75, so 25 width would be kind of the ideal size. The divisions are currently 18, so we could throw 2 more artillery onto it. That gets us to 24. The problem is these need a lot more manpower, but they are a bit more powerful. Alternatively, we could, given that we're not going to get an awful lot of artillery to begin with, we could start with, sorry, not that. We could start with 9 ones for 21 width, which is a pretty decent all round. The problem is, so that'd be a 79 soft attack and 200 defense. If we're going 7-2, that would be 92 and 174 defense. So probably for this period, maybe let's go with the 9 ones. We could even just go for support artillery, honestly. So support artillery gets us to 69-204 and needs 12 artillery. 69-204. Adding a line artillery gets us to 79-208, but needs triple the artillery. So I think that's not worth it. We're just going to go with support artillery for now. So this is the division that we're going to start trying to go for. So what we'll do now is we'll cancel our recruitment because nothing's happened here anyway, and start training these up. Let's see how many of these we can train. Yeah, we need to make sure that we have enough troops in reserve that we can replace losses. But we're going to put these on low priority, but that means we should be able to talk to the Germans, stop improving relations, and ask if they have something for us. So they do have... Oh, they got out of infantry equipment again. That is very unfortunate. Last time I checked, they still had. They can send us convoys. We don't need planes. We do need guns, however. But they don't have any guns. Okay, we'll just ask them for convoys for now. Who else could we ask? Communism, Danutuva. Do you have guns? No. Danutuva has no guns whatsoever. Soviet Union shouldn't have guns at this stage. Soviet Union does not have guns. Xinjiang. Does Xinjiang have guns? Nope. Xinjiang does not have guns. Paraguay is across the ocean, and Mongolia is already sending us guns. They should be almost there. And Communist China, I believe, does not have guns either. Nope. So we'll try the Germans again in a bit. So for now, we just need to focus on holding this. How's our equipment ratio? I think our divisions are mostly at strength. Not quite. Yeah, not all of them yet. 25 convoys. Thanks. That's great. Yeah, please send our way. That is lovely to see. We'll ask about guns again in a minute, and we'll see. Do I need to cycle out again? I would really prefer not to and maintain our entrenchment. But okay, concentrated industry is done. Nice. Immediately go for the next one, because that is as another 15% factory output. Because if we can't get things, we need to start build things. So that's the other thing we need to do. We need to start building artillery. Obviously, we don't have any military factories, and we don't have any raw materials to do so. But we need towed artillery, and we need it soon, so we can start fighting back against the Italians. Where are we going to get? We're going to get another military factory. Let's see. This is going to give us one civ. This is another military factory. We can get another one for the towed artillery. So we can go down this route. We just need to get into war economy in the meantime. We could do total mobilization and get the Ethiopian women working. What do we need? We need total mob and non-aligned. We don't have enough stability to make that happen. So, right, not happening. So we're just going to go to war economy. All right. Do I need to cycle someone out here? I'd rather not. Let's let it go for another bit. The Italians are obviously very much affected by attrition as well. But they are assaulting us with 6 divisions currently. They are larger than ours, and they are relatively fresh. So I think I might have to cycle this one out, unless some of them will start dropping off. What are our numbers looking like? We are starting to, if it's not in the night, we are starting to look decent. But if you look at the attack values on the Italians, they are also increasing, and that is mostly due to experience. And that's obviously these Italian troops are getting a lot more experience. Yes. Okay. So these guys, they're down at 5. I'm gonna have to cycle them out. And I'm going to get one of you assigned to the front line here and moving over. And yeah, they're retreating. Okay. Yep. They are retreating. And they are attacking here again as well. Although that is still fortified, so that is hampering them. How's our fort construction coming along? They're not happening at all because we're spending our one remaining civilian factory on trade. But trade's more important at this stage. So, okay, these guys can recover, and we get a fresh division in. This division, same problem, needs to retreat, and we're going to get one of the fresh divisions over. Okay. Yes, they're retreating. Okay, and these divisions are moving over. Anybody else here in this block needing to retreat? Not just quite yet. The Mountaineers probably are going to be next. Still 10 divisions. Yeah, everyone is from all directions is now assaulting Addis Ababa. So yeah, the Mountaineers do need to retreat over here, which means we're going to get one of the recovered divisions back out over there. And we'll just have to make sure we maintain sufficient amounts of divisions that they can hold this place. That is absolutely essential. Okay, these 3 should be okay. They've got maxed out entrenchment. This is the more problematic fight that we're having at the moment. So we are getting another division in. which means this one probably needs to retreat. Okay, construction 2 is done. That gives us another civilian factory, and that should, and we can go for another military factory. Who did I say? This division is down to 10 org. I'm gonna try and see if we can hold it, but don't have high hopes here. Oh, they're force attacking. Okay, no, we can't hold that. This division go over there, and another division go over here. Yep, it's gonna be the cycling of divisions, unfortunately, at this point, until especially now that they're force attacking, which means force attacking means they don't lose organization, but they lose troops instead. So we are gonna need another one cycled out, I think. Yep. So this one needs to retreat, and the mountaineers need to get back. Yeah, force attacks are a problem because you can't deorg them. But yes, you can see they are losing strength, like the yellow bar. They are taking massive casualties from these force attacks, and it'll take them a while to recover. So that's why I'm trying to, but we do need to hold on here, because if we don't, like, this division needs to go. And I do need another division here before I can move the next one in. Or it might be that they are. It might be that they are stopping soon. I think they only have 2 divisions that are ready to assault at this point. I need this one to be here first before I can move the next one in. We've got 2 divisions moving out at this stage. And once they're here, then I can reassign this one. Okay, they have stopped. No, they haven't stopped. Okay, reassign that one. We've got 2 divisions here. Well, we'll take any reprieve that we can get. Let's have a quick look at our diplomacy. China, do you have guns? No, you don't. Germany, my German friends, do you have guns? You do not have guns. Do you have artillery? You do not have artillery. Dang it. Unfortunately, yeah, they're lend-leasing to Spain. No, that's just aircraft. It's not something we necessarily need. How's our lend-lease going with Mongolia? I think we can ask. Modify. Yeah, they're not. They don't trust us enough. But yeah, okay. They're not also having any more guns, so I think they've sent us everything that they can at this stage. How's our deficit looking? We are actually negative on infantry equipment, which is nasty because that's really a problem. How's our production going? Our losses are too high, I believe, at this stage. 39%. How's it looking like equipment-wise? We're still half-half, but a lot of equipment's lost by attrition. So moving divisions between provinces is not a great thing to do because you are taking attrition. Okay, we are going to have another division in Addis Ababa, and we are going to gently start changing once we have the division. I think we have them all pretty much equipped, so I am going to start changing these divisions over. That is going to put them in a deficit, so we're just going to do it with one. We have to be very, very gentle about it because it'll take infantry equipment that we don't have, so a lot of the new infantry equipment goes there, but we will slowly start switching them out. And now you see, obviously, they have a massive deficit in terms of equipment. But we need all those divisions to be swapped out, and there are no attacks happening here right now, so this is relatively safe to do. And they can start receiving equipment as it comes in. So it'll take a while for everything to get there, especially that we don't have any artillery yet. Let's check the Germans once more. They're kind of my only hope at this point. Quest Lend-Lease. Nope, no guns, and no artillery. That is very unfortunate. Anyway, we're gonna have to rely on ourselves then. The Italians are not yet, I think these are still the same divisions, they are just more experienced. They're not yet really sending anybody, sending any fresh divisions in. They will be sending more divisions when eventually. We'll be fighting most of the Italian army. Right now we've taken 36,000 casualties, but we're trading kind of 2 to 1 at this stage. You can see that our soft attack is starting to increase as well from entrenchment, things like entrenchment once it actually comes in. Okay, Spain is going to war with Spain. That's all very, very nice, but doesn't affect us. We need these divisions entrenched, especially these 6 here. And currently none of them is entrenched, which is really unfortunate, because that's what's going to help us. But hopefully, if they keep running force attacks, it is going to eventually affect them quite negatively. Okay, we're starting to become positive in infantry equipment because we're not moving around so much anymore. Entrenchment is non-existent. So unfortunate as unfortunate as that is. Do I need to cycle somebody here? Not yet. But yeah, it's painful. And we're already in March 1937. Generally, let me check my notes actually. Generally at this point, I believe I would like to no, we're still good. Yeah, in 1938 we need to start the counterattack, so we've still got a bit of time. But generally the Germans have artillery, so that they do perfect. We've cut this right. Okay, cancel that. Train a couple more divisions. How many more can we train? I want to have like 50,000. That's as much as we can train. I want to have like 50,000 men in reserve for losses. But Germany, send us things, please. Okay, that may be, depending on what they're sending. 43 guns and 5 artillery. I was hoping for a lot more than that, but well, it is what it is. I was hoping for a lot more than that. It's going to take 30 days to get here, and it's not going to use convoys. Let's check the communists again. Mongolia. Mongolia doesn't have anything. Tanutuva. Nope, nothing in Tanutuva. Okay. I believe there was a very short lull. I've seen a second there where nobody was attacking us. A short lull in the assault, and that gave us already 5% entrenchment. That we really need to get up, that entrenchment, such that we don't have to move the troops around when they're force attacking. The Italian losses are quite significant at this point, and if we're looking at the battles, we are starting to see pretty high soft attack numbers, even with these tiny divisions that we're doing. That's why we need to switch over to and there you go. They're force attacking again, which means they are going to bleed. They are going to bleed strength. There, you see that it's going down, which means they are. This is effectively the officers saying no retreat, no surrender. They're throwing themselves at the lines. Can we already get what's the next thing that we wanted here? I think I am actually going to go and wait for the 50 to get the static warfare, because that is more. We'll switch that out later on, but that is more. We could also go for victory or death, for a reduced organization loss when below 25%. That would help us hold. But I like static warfare better because it gives us more entrenchment and entrenchment speed. So it allows us to play a defensive game. And here, I think planning speed's not important for us. We don't have any. This gives us entrenchment speed, but the rest is not really important for us. Proper heritage gives us cavalry, which we're not using. professional officer corps would give us an increased army experience gain, which would be nice, and land doctrine cost. But we need that later. We can switch that in later. First, I want to get the static warfare. So the next 50 army experience are going into that. So let's see how these assaults are playing out. Because now, as you can see here, with these force attacks, the Italians are actually bleeding manpower and equipment as they go through. So that is quite significant and very useful for us. How is our? Okay, he's level 3, and he's already got 5 attack. See, this is why I was taking that army spirit. Unfortunately, he's still on 3, but he's on 3 attack, but he's on 6 defense by now, which is a good bump. Organizer seems to not happen, because that seems to be completely stuck at. He could get the trickster. So because we are getting attacked from all directions, can he take a high command out of that? Organizer, cavalry leader, skilled staffer, engineer, panzer leader, commando, invader, combined arms. No, it does not give him one. All right, I think given that the organizer isn't going to happen, unfortunately, or is it all going into his experience? Is that why? No, he's not getting any. We are using battle plans, aren't we? I mean, we have battle plans. Not sure. Not sure why it's not ticking up. But what I can do is I can make him. Once he reaches expert, I can make him infantry expert and then swap the existing infantry expert out, because he's eventually going to become an infantry genius, which is going to give us better values. But right now he would only be a specialist, so he would have less values than the guy we already have in place. And we need 150 command power to switch to war economy, so that's important that happens. I know that I said I also want free trade. Yeah, maybe we will do free trade first and then switch to war economy, because really the mostly what it is affecting right now is the consumer goods. Everything else doesn't matter for us. So at very best, it's one more factory that we can use for other things, and we're not really using it for other things. So yeah, maybe we'll do free trade first. Okay, I think. Actually, I think this is not a terrible moment to end the episode. I told you it was going to be grindy, and I told you this was going to be a hard one. But we're also running through the time relatively quickly. So hopefully next episode we can reach the point where we can slowly start thinking about counterattacking against the Italians. But until then, our defense just has to keep holding. So for now, that's it for me today. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.